All right, it's the next day. I did some research and I reused the bolts. I just got some Loctite. I don't have it on me right now because I put it up there, but I used some Loctite and just cleaned the bolts because, as you can see, the bolts aren't rusty at all. And from what I was seeing, like, if they're not rusty and not in bad shape, which they were like perfectly clean, that you can reuse them. I just used some Loctite on it as well. Got them all down to 60 foot-pounds, except this one here. I just did it as much strength as I can with the system that I had. There's no way you could put a torque wrench in there. In every video I watch, they don't torque that down because they always skip through that. Like, oh, okay, they're all torqued down. What I did was use this little stubby with the 13 mil, put it on there, and then used just a big wrench and just used this to push it up. And I just did it as much as I could. So that's that. And then now, since we have that in, all we have to do is connect the drive shaft with the 3 sets of bolts that we got that are new. So we'll do that. We'll bend that down. I have to put the heat shield on top still, but what I want to do before I did anything else, before I put the drive shaft or the CV axle on, is I want to drain this, because this is the drain here, and then this is the fill hole here. So I want to drain this while I have room to fill it easier without the whole axle being in the way and all that, and the hoses and all that. So might as well just do it now. So I'm gonna drain this fluid. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dark as hell. Transmission fluid never being changed because Ford recommends lifetime transmission fluid, so you don't have to change it. But as you can see, the lifetime on these transmissions are dog shit. 108,000 miles. But yeah, I bought gear oil yesterday, the 75 weight 140, and that way, because I don't have a pump, that way I can just get it in there and squeeze it in. It's kind of a messy job, but without that stuff being in the way, I think it's the perfect time to actually do it. So I was gonna do it after I was all done, but seeing how easy it is to access, I'm gonna do it right now. I think it needs Torx 50. But yeah, this is the Loctite I used for the bolts. I'm joking. I used actual Loctite. I had to use a T50 for the seats of the Sonic, so I'm glad I kept it because I was gonna return it because I just needed it for the seats. I'm just trying to find it though. I thought I left it in here, but I'm not finding it. Last time I saw this T50.
Like, it's so fucking hard to...
Oh gosh, okay. Should be a T50, and it maybe is. Yes, T50, okay. All right, so we're just gonna drain this diff oil, gear oil, PT oil, whatever you want to call it. Oh, holy crap. Yeah, that's never been changed. That sucker was on there. It's actually not that bad, I think. You see the color. Smells weird, but I've never changed gear oil, like diff oil before. Gear oil, whatever you want to call it. There's not, you know, it's actually bad. It's like sludgy. Oh yeah, look at that. It's like, look at that. It's like caked on this thing. I'm just trying to see if there's any metal parts, but I'm not seeing any flakes, so I'm trying to take it off a little bit. God damn, that is like caked on there. Oh, that's like caked on there. Holy crap. Look at that. Jeez. Yeah, Ford, like, I don't think recommends changing this, but it's in such a bad area where it gets hot from the turbo being right there, and that's why it has that heat shield on top of it, but it can just burn out this freaking fluid. The fluid's doesn't seem bad. Like, it's probably been changed, because that seems like pretty good actually. But let's see how the regular gear oil looks like. This is recorded while I'm editing as I'm watching this, barely any fluid came out, and I'm actually currently taking out the PTU again, but I'm not going to get into that too much because you guys will see the videos once they come out. But as you saw, barely any fluid came out, so I'm pretty sure it's just super sludged inside as well. That's bad though. Holy crap. That must have been from like the previous change. Maybe it has been changed. Better to be safe than sorry though. It was like $16 and I'll fill the rear diff and this PTU. I just want to get that fill hole opened, that way I can drain it a little bit quicker. Oh my god. Start coming out quicker. Cool. All right, I just took a peek inside and you can see the color of that. It's like way clearer than this and not as sludgy. Like, look at that. That is actually really bad. But that's why we're replacing it. So we're gonna plug this guy. So there's normally a magnet on the end of this, which was literally like concaved of just sludge. But I didn't see any metal on top of it. I'm gonna look inside of this while I still have the sun after I fill her up. I think it's about like 350 milliliters or something. I saw someone said once it starts like dripping out, then you're good. Yeah, it's about 375-ish, and this has 946. So for $6, because this whole thing was like $15. Why am I taking that off? You can get this replaced. So I would recommend it. Let's see how this goes. Normally you can use a pump and it makes it a lot easier and cleaner, but this should be okay. All right, and it's starting to come out. So I'm trying to see. That definitely wasn't 300 and something. So now I'm worried that there's a lot like caked in there. Unless I was just going too fast. But yeah, you can see like even the tip of that, it's just pure sludge. So that's what I'm trying to think. Yeah, I feel like I barely put any in there. Like I said, I don't know if it's sludged. No, it's like you're literally right there. I don't think it's filled up. I think there's just sludge inside. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it again, and hopefully some more comes out of the sludge stuff. Nah, it's pretty clean. All right, I changed it the best I can, but what I'm gonna do is once the car's running and stuff and we get to that point, when it gets warmed up, I'm gonna replace it and just drain it and fill it again, because I feel like there's just so much gunked up stuff in there, because I don't feel like I replaced 375. I don't even know how much came out. So there's some fresh oil in here as well, but you can see how like just cakey this is. I don't want to touch it, but I'm trying to find the meter. Look at that, first line's like 1 liter. I'm gonna grab my magnet and just kind of swish it around in there. But yeah, you can see how like cakey that is. I'm just kind of swish it around to see if there's any magnetic parts. I see some little flakes, which I saw that's not a big deal as long as there's not like big chunks, then it should be okay. Yeah, it's just, I think that's all magnetic bits, like the dark stuff on the top, which, yeah, there's no big chunks. A couple little bigger ones there, but it's hard to see on the GoPro, but it should be okay. All right, I don't know what mystery lies here, but I was putting the heat shield on, which was a brilliant time. It was really easy to do and it didn't take a long time at all. Bullshit. So I got the 2 tightened, and then there's a third one, right? So when 2 things are tightened and there's a third hole, that third hole should be like matched up perfect. This one just falls right through the hole. There's nothing there to hold it. No idea. I'm not gonna put it on because I can care less. It's a fucking heat shield. It's secure on there. Like, I can't move it. It's moving the whole fucking motor before I even move the heat shield. So I'm not gonna deal with this one because I'm fucking done with this shitty car. But yeah, if you hear it, I just put it in the hole. It's just hanging there with nothing. I don't know how. I don't know how. Like, that's fucking, it's blowing my mind. I genuinely don't know how it's doing that. Yeah, it's fully tightened on the 2, and there's a third one down here. And Ford put it in such a good location. It's like really easy to get to. Yeah, that's the hole. I'm trying to feel if there's like another hole anywhere else. Yeah, that's the one. And it leads to nothing. Like, this bolt just goes in. No idea. But heat shield's in. That took 2 seconds. Next step is this little support bracket here. Pretty much shaping it like this to go in like that. Forgot my flashlight, so I can't really see, but I can feel. But after I put this on, I will grab the flashlight. Those are the first screws all day today that went in with these. That's the last one in there. Yeah, they're going in with these. This is the first thing all day that has like gone in easy. I would recommend when you guys, if you guys replace whatever, I'm gonna do this in the future. So I learned what I love about some of these struggles is you learn a lesson to fix next time. So one, for these PTU bolts, like this one was a pain in the ass to get in because the insides of the transmission were like dirty. So on this one, I used brake cleaner to kind of push it out and like did the thread hand and then going out to like try to clean it. But next time, like if I do something major like this, to clean out all these holes with like a brush to be able to get all the stuff out. Because there was just like, you can hear crunches from little tiny sediments and stuff. Luckily this didn't have that issue. It was going in there smooth as butter. But yeah, that's a lesson I definitely learned for next time, because yeah, if those were cleaned out, that PTU would have been so much easier to do. Cool. And this is just 10mm bolts. So we're going 19 foot-pounds on these guys. Okay. Adapter for this guy. All right. So next step is these drive shaft bolts, and these are going to be one-time use, so make sure to get new ones. But we're going to toss those under there, and I know on this one we're going to need some long ass extensions. So we'll grab pretty much all my 3/4 inch extenders. I think this one and the one that I have is going to be enough, but I know I have one more semi-long one. Might even use this guy just so it's a little bit easier. It's like a wobbly one. Cool. All right, so what I'm doing now to install this easier, I put WD-40 on all these. I'm going to replace this, or I'm going to take this off. Not the subframe, but like this little like bar thing, because to access to put those on is going to be a lot easier by taking this off. It was possible taking it off without this taking off, but to put it on, I think this is going to be a lot easier to take off. If possible. Alright, so I got 2 off, but the battery is low, so we're gonna replace this guy. Alright, we are in a predicament, it seems. So right now, it's hard to see because I don't have the best angle either because I'm doing this blind. I'll try to move my head here. So these have to match up, right? This has to go onto there. But this is pushed up pretty forward, and I'm trying to push it back so it can go up. And I think that was probably something I had to do when I was installing the PTU, was making sure that they like remotely lined up, but I really don't want to take that fully off. So now I'm trying to see if I can just push it back as much as I can, but that is a predicament I am in right now, and it's not fun. The screws aren't torqued or even like hand tightened in, but I got it with the help of my dad. So what I was trying to do by myself was, at first, God, I love GoPros, 20% battery life, I said battery low. So what I was first trying to do is, because this drive shaft was down and then that was up as you saw, so I had to push the PTU that way and pull the drive shaft this way to get it up. So what I was first doing is pulling this like this and then putting my foot like on this part right here, because it has like a good foot well. I was trying to push it with my foot, that wasn't working. Then I jacked it up with the jack and tried it with that, and that's what worked, but I just needed help assisting to like really pull it. And we really pulled the motor the other way. It was quite sketchy, but it was just enough to get it in there. There's a little indents in there. I got that lined up. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure I did. So hopefully that's fine. But there's like these little indents, holes, and I was going through it, and this should be the matched up way. And now we're just gonna torque them down to, I think it's like 20 something foot-pounds. I gotta double check, but oh my God, that was a pain. Almost everything on this car has been a pain, just like all my other fucking cars. Anyways, I'm gonna get those torqued down, or hand tightened and then torqued down, and go from there. All right, so I have to do this to 26 foot-pounds, but if I try to, it starts rotating the drive shaft. He somehow does it without, unless he doesn't mention it or he doesn't even torque it down. He says he torqued him down, but he's rotating this with one hand. The guy's like a scrawny dude. My grip strength's pretty strong, and I could barely rotate it with like two hands. It's so hard to rotate, but it's still rotating when I'm trying to torque them down. Oh my God, I'm still working on this. I don't even know how long it's been. It's so like just getting them torqued down. So I use like an impact drill, whatever, impact wrench, to like just seat them in there. That way I don't have to freaking hand do it. Not like tightly or anything. Now I'm getting the 26 foot-pounds. I got these two right there down to it. Still have the rest to go, but I was trying to do it without this being held by anything. Now it's being held by this like vise, and then the exhaust is just holding it. That way it doesn't rotate more. So I have to take this off, spin it, get the other two, put it on, whatever. Because if I don't do that, it freely spins. So on the video that I'm watching, I don't know if he doesn't torque them down or what, because his spins way easier than mine. I have to go two hands and give it my all to barely turn it. It is such a pain. But he's doing it with one hand, like hard, but he's doing it with one hand. I'm like, I got pretty good like forearm strength and grip strength. There's no way in hell. But his isn't spinning when he does it, and he doesn't show how to like torque it. So I feel like from comparing to watching his taking off the transmission to putting it back on, I feel like he doesn't like skip steps, but you could tell he's just done with it because this fucking car is designed very well. Good job, Ford. But yeah, so anyways, I just got to get those done, and then the drive shaft will be connected to the transfer case. And other than that, I think this is the last thing. Well, other than the CV joints and those axles and stuff. But I believe this is like the last thing connected to the transmission. But yeah, we're getting there. It's a process, but from how this is going, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get this done by Friday. I only have 2 days left, so all day tomorrow, and I'm still gonna keep working on it for a bit today. But everything has been battling me like crazy. Like, I've had so many delays having to like take this all off. So like that just added time that I didn't think I was gonna have to do, which isn't a big deal. It's simple, but like the little shaft thing, and then this whole getting it connected, and now dealing with this, and just this torque wrench is freaking awesome, but when you're in a tight space, it's not that awesome. It's such a pain in the ass to work with like a big torque wrench, but we'll get it. So these are the two T50s that I used, and they're pretty much like spun up. This looks like a freaking Ninja Star, the one on the left, and that one's pretty messed up too. Pretty much ruined my two T45s that I had. The bolt is so shallow, so it's like barely sitting in it. It's probably like this much in, so you just can't get a good grab. I was just trying to torque them down. Oh my god, that was such a pain in the ass. That took so much time just to get it properly torqued. Got the little subframe thing over there. I just organized like the stuff that was underneath the car. Now pretty much we could put the CV axles in. That's the next step, is putting the axles back, and then I guess when we get the axles back on, there's that little adapter for the passenger side. Then we can do the oil cooler, get that out of the way. The only thing I have to see is that PTU tube that was connected to it. I don't know where that even disconnected from, so that part we'll have to see. But I'm looking at it now, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to even get from here. Oh, this freaking project is not fun, man. Not a fan. And again, it's just to make a shitty car shitty, because who the fuck knows how this is gonna go.